Hi, hello, this is Roniel Garcia, the hipster from Team Baka Camp Money, bond with ardent authenticity with humility. So, I'm with Lady Antabiolo, the hustler, Josabel Kapingian, the hustler, Macho Dulnuan, the hacker, Kim Pauline Tinawin, the hacker, and CJ Maglalang, the hipster. So, last time pinag-usapan natin ay about sa Lean Six Sigma. Today, ang pag-uusapan naman natin ay about sa Pareto's Principle. So, konting historical notes muna tayo. Pareto's Principle is named after the Italian economist Vilfredo Pareto, who in 1906 observed his country Italy and found out that 80% of its land was owned by only 20% of the people. So, hindi lang yun na-observe niya. He also witnessed this happening with his plants in his garden. 20% of his plants were bearing 80% of the fruit. So this relationship is best mathematically described as a power law distribution between two quantities, in which a change in one quantity results in a relevant change into the another. So, proceed naman tayo kung ano ba ang Pareto's Principle.
The study extended and found out that the 80-20 thing also transpired in other countries. After surveying a number of countries, Pareto found out that the same applied in different countries. For the most part, the Pareto's Principle is an observation that the things in life are not always distributed evenly. Furthermore, the Pareto's Principle, also called the 80-20 rule, does not only imply on land ownership. It can also be seen in many aspects of society, business, and in life general. The Pareto Principle can be applied in a wide range of areas, and it can be seen everywhere. The 80-20 rule is everywhere. In business, 20% of the workers produce 80% of the result. 20% of the customers create 80% of revenue. 20% of the product accounts for 80% of the sales. Within the society, 20% of criminals commit 80% of crimes. 20% of beer drinkers drinks 80% of beer in the world. 80% of factories pollution originates from 20% of all factories. 20% of students have grades 80% or higher. And in life general, 20% of average person's activity is the reason for 80% of his progress. 80% of happiness brought about by friendship actually comes from 20% of your friends only. And these numbers are statistics. It is not actually 80-20, but close to 80-20. It's near approximate.
What do Pareto's Principle wants to indicate? Ano nga ba ang gustong ipahiwatig o ipaalam sa atin ng Pareto's Principle? It simply indicates that most things in life are not equally distributed. Sabi dito, ito ay nagpapahayag lamang na ang lahat ng bagay sa mundo o sa buhay natin na ito ay hindi pantay-pantay or not equally distributed. Leading to the fact that the 80/20 rule ay nagpapahayag that in any given situation, 80% of the effects is produced by the 20% of the causes. So, papasok sa isip natin, it is always 80/20? Sagot ay no. No, dahil it could actually be a lot steeper. Example nito ay 85/15, 90/10, and etc. It can also a bit smaller. Example naman nito ay 70/30, 74/26, and etc. Next, is it always 100 when added? The answer is no pa din. It could also be 85/20, 74/10, 91/32, and etc. So mapapaisip tayo why it is being called the 80/20 rule. No matter what the ratios are, the bottom line is it leads us to the certainty that the minority of the causes produce the majority of effects. Same as on the other side, that the majority of the causes produce the minority of effects. So tinuturuan tayo na mag-focus sa mas importanteng aspekto ng buhay, the vital views making us to do more by doing less.
Pareto's Principle in Business. After maipaliwanag ang Pareto's Principle, now we can start explaining it in business scale. Una, paano nga ba kikita ang isang business? Ang pagtaas ng sales ay equal sa pagtaas ng profit. Now, paano tataas ang sales? Example, kung ikaw ay nakakuha ng magandang trade mula sa iyong supplier, maaaring bumaba ang cost ng production, but with the same quality. Now, you can stretch your prices a bit and you'll benefit through profit. Next is removing your unnecessary baggage at your business. Dito papasok ang pinag-aralan natin last video about Lean Six Sigma. Identify and remove waste while improving and upgrading your process. But now our question is, sa bawat business, venture, enterprise, or company na nakita natin, lahat ba ito ay kaya nilang i-practice all at once? And the answer is no. So dito na papasok ang tool ng Lean Six Sigma, the Pareto's Principle. Tulad ng na-mention kanina, this principle guides us on identifying what is the most productive and making it a priority. On that point, ang isang business ay mangangailangan ng broad resources to use the Lean Six Sigma and do it concomitantly. That's why negative ang answer. But with Pareto's Principle, pinning down the vital few, it will help a business to proficiently maximize its potential.
Hello guys, ngayon i-explain ko sa inyo ang Pareto's chart, kung ano yung mga nakapaloob dito at kung paano basahin yung chart. Dito sa screen nakikita natin, ito yung mga products sa isang business. Ito yung mga number of sales from largest to smallest, cumulative frequency, yung percent or percentage ng sales sa bawat individual ng product connected dito sa total number of sales, tsaka yung cumulative percentage. Na-entry ko na siya sa sa Excel. Ito na guys yung Pareto Principle, Pareto chart. Explain ko lang kung ano to. Itong line na to, nire-represent nito yung cumulative percentage. Ito yung mga number of sales, ito yung mga products. Itong bar na to, ibig sabihin yung alcohol or wine, ito yung umabot siya dito above 5,000 yung sales. Tsaka ito naman yung sa seafoods, dessert, grilled foods, tsaka itong mga ibang pa na to. Ang kailangan natin dito sa Pareto chart is mahanap natin yung vital few, which is kailangan natin gamitin yung 80-20 rule. Ano ba yung 80-20 rule? Ibig sabihin, hanapin natin yung 80% na total sales ng isang business. Halimbawa ito, 80%. Simula dito sa line na to, hanapin natin yung 80% na umabot ng mga products. So, itong fried foods, hindi na siya kasali kasi above 80% na siya. Ito lang, grilled foods, dessert, seafoods, tsaka yung alcohol or wine. Kumbaga, itong under 80% na to, ito yung kailangan natin mas bigyan ng attention. Pagtuunan ng pansin. Kumbaga, ito yung pinaka-priority natin. Kailangan natin siya mas ma-improve kasi ito naman yung pinaka-maraming sales sa isang business. Pwedeng magdagdag ng ibang products sa alcohol wine, ibang flavor, ganon, or kaya sa seafoods, pwede magbigay ng mga discount, kumuha ng ibang supplier na makakapagbigay ng sapat na mga kailangan. Sa dessert, mas i-improve pa, damihan, or mas pagandahin yung presentation, tsaka sa mga grilled foods, ayan. Ito yung mga pagtutuunan natin ng pansin. Pero, itong mga natira, kasali pa rin yan sa business natin. Hindi naman porket dito tayo magtutuon ng pansin, hindi na natin siya papansinin. Kumbaga, ang pinaka-priority lang natin, itong below 80% or 80%, kasi ito naman yung mas mabenta. Ito yung ipaprioritize natin. Yun lang.
So, ayun, next na po tayo. Dito na po tayo sa Pareto's Principle applications. So, this principle is not only limited in business. Pwede rin po natin itong ma-apply sa daily lives natin. Then, how does Pareto principle be applied in our daily lives? We can apply this principle in social interaction. So, paano? We can apply this in our daily social interaction rather, between peoples that surround us that cuts into two. One being the 80% of your whole friends lies on being a friend, or that only gives less benefits by giving too much time and effort. Then another one is the 20% in your whole circles or being classified as your friend that give less effort and less time, pero tumutulong sila para dalhin ka sa win-win situation, or in easiest term, here are the people that will help you up to succeed, or they help you to be motivated para mag-succeed sa buhay. So, kinwento nga po ng aming teacher when I was a senior high school, it is about sa may bubuyog na gustong-gustong kumuwala sa isang room or sa isang kwarto. Meron naman siyang two possible ways na pwedeng daanan. Una, yung open door. Tapos yung pangalawa, yung closed glass window. Yung window po is transparent siya, or yung glass siya. Kaya nakikita niya yung labas. Now, yung bubuyog, pilit niyang dumadaan sa may closed window. Inakala niya na that was the easiest way para makalabas siya. So, ginawa niya ang lahat, binigay niya lahat ng effort, binuhos niya yung lahat ng oras niya para doon, para lang makatakas doon sa kwarto. Pero in the end, namatay siya. Nasayang yung lahat ng effort and time na binigay niya para lang makalabas siya sa may kwarto. Pero, bukas naman yung pintuan na pwede niyang labasan. So then, the lesson behind this is, kahit anong effort at time na ibigay mo, kung mali naman yung ginagawa mo, hindi magsasucceed sa buhay. So, meaning to say, it is not always based on the efforts you gave or the time that you consume for this. This is about how you use your effort and time wisely. So, next na po tayo. Dito po tayo sa day-to-day usual activity. Here are the usual activity we did in our daily life. Ipinapakita dito yung mga usual activity and spending time, also its benefit. So, unahin po natin dito sa may short-term benefits or the counterproductive. These are the entertainment that didn't add much value, however, inuubos lang niya yung oras. Kumbaga, hindi na natin namamalayan yung oras, parang ang bilis-bilis na lang lumipas, tapos parang wala naman nangyayari sa buhay natin. So, ngayon, 1 to 3 hours po yung nakoconsume natin sa isang araw sa panonood ng TV. 3 to 6 hours naman yung paggamit ng modern days technology like yung cellphones, laptops, and any gadgets. Tapos nauubos lang po natin yung oras natin dito sa paglalaro, gamit yung game app, browsing sa any social media platforms, and so on. Tapos 2 to 4 hours naman yung naalat natin sa peer friends. Tapos yung mga bad habits na wala namang magandang epekto tulad ng pananigirilyo, pag-inom ng alak, at iba pa. Tapos ang mga naging allotted lang natin sa pag-aaral or to gain knowledge rather, it is only 0 to 1 hour. Tapos 0 to 30 minutes lang yung naibibigay natin para sa family. Bakit kaya ganun? Diba dati kinukwento nga nila sa atin na yung pamilya sabay-sabay silang kumain, ganun. Pero ngayon, busy na sila sa iba't ibang nilang business. Layo-layo na sila, hindi na sila gano'ng nag-uusap, hindi na sila gano'ng sabay-sabay kumain. Kumbaga, minimal na lang yung mga nakikita natin gano'n. So, kapansin-pansin din na halimbawa kapag may problema yung isang tao, isang miyembro sa pamilya mo, makikita na lang natin sa post nila na quoted, not feeling well, or kaya pa ba? Something like that. Hindi na sila ganong nag-uusap. Kumbaga nakikita na lang nila through social media na lang sila nag-uusap. So, ngayon, 0 to 10 minutes lang po yung naalat natin para sa meditation or yung pag-exercise. Bakit? Kasi nagiging common na sa generation ngayon na pagising sa cellphone, pagising sa umaga rather. Pagising sa umaga, cellphone agad yung hawak nila. Then 45 minutes lang po yung na-spend mo sa mga tunay mong kaibigan o yung mga taong into you na tumutulong sa'yo to go up. And from this, napapansin po natin na 12 hours yung mga na-spend nating oras to the things na hindi naman nagbibigay ng mga magagandang benefits, or they are the short-term benefits or the counterproductive. Ngayon, 2 hours lang po yung naibibigay natin sa kung ano yung dapat na mas pagtuunan natin ng pansin, mas bigyan natin ng oras. Malabas din dito na dahil dito sa mga pagbibigay natin ng sobrang maraming oras sa mga bagay na hindi naman nagbibigay ng benefits, or dahil sa mga unbalanced time management, ito yung mga nagigain natin. Ito yung sleeplessness, unhealthy body. Kasi minsan dahil sa distraction, nakakalimutan na rin natin kumain at uminom. Healthy mind, irritability, lack of focus, unfinished activity, waking up late, low grades. So ngayon, ano yung dapat natin gawin? First come first, give time to study, gain knowledge, read, and apply for about 2 hours a day. And then 1.5 hours a day naman para sa family and healthy relationship, or for those driving force to success. 1 hours naman para dun sa may exercise. Kahit simpleng lakad man yan, walking is also considered as exercise. Tapos yung mga gawaing bagay also, pwede siyang consider as exercise. Kumbaga, galaw-galaw man. Galaw-galaw tayo sa bawat araw. And then ngayon, 1.5 hours din ang naibibigay natin sa real friends. Sabi nga sa English proverb, feathers flocks together. So meaning to say, surround yourself with those people na mamamotivate ka to succeed, or yung mga nagtutulak sa'yo para mag-rise ka to succeed. So yun. From this, makapag-consume po tayo ng about 6 hours a day. Makakuha tayo ng long-term benefits, which are yung productiveness, good sleep, healthy body, healthy mind, patience, focus, organize on the time activity. Tapos magkakaroon din tayo ng high grades. Possible yan. So, and then, about 3 hours naman yung maibibigay natin sa short-term aliw, or sa mga bagay na konti lang yung benefits na ibinibigay sa'yo. Kaya nga sabi nga nila. And also proven na din, time management ang sagot sa maraming requirements. Also, doing less is doing more. Then, we are able to focus, organize, prioritize, which is the most important in our life, and eliminate those ways that doesn't add any value to improve the quality of life. That's the Pareto's principle says, or the 80-20 rule. Thank you for listening.
So, bago matapos yung video, let's have a short recap. Sagutin natin yung ilang mga katanungan about Pareto's Principle. Gaya ng bakit nga ba importante, ano ang mga benefits, kung para saan, at kung paano sisimulan. So, why is it important? This concept is important to understand because it can help you identify which initiatives to prioritize so you can make the most impact. So, next. Ano nga ba yung benefits? Mga benefits. The biggest advantage of using the Pareto's Principle is that you can create the maximum amount of impact with the least amount of work. This can allow your team to work more efficiently and stay focused on the specific initiatives. The 80-20 rule can help your metrics increase in less time simply by prioritizing initiatives in the right order. So, other benefits of using Pareto's Principle are clear priorities both for you and your team, increased daily productivity, ability to portion your work into manageable segments, and more focused strategy. So, para saan? Bakit nga ba natin ginagamit yung Pareto's Principle? The Pareto's Principle is a business analysis tool that can help you redirect your resources for maximum efficiency and output. When applied correctly, the 80-20 rule can reduce your overall workload while increasing productivity. So next, how we're going to begin with this topic. You can use the 80-20 rule to prioritize the tasks that you need to get done during the day. The idea is that out of your entire task list, completing 20% of those tasks will result in 80% of the impact you can create for that day. So, ayun. I hope lahat ng nanood at nakinig ay natuto. Any question or comment, any discrepancy, comment nyo lang sa ilalim. Sasagutin namin yan. So once again, this is Roniel Garcia the Hipster from Team Baa Camp Money, giving the advance gratitude and appreciation to our future customers. Peace out.